move on then, and let's say if you would like to support the UK column, the place to go is support.ukcolumn.org. You can make a donation. You can join us as a member, and if you do join us as a member, that gives you access to UK Column News Extra and so on. Please do pick something up at the shop if you'd like to. And if you buy something from clivedeccarl.com using this link, we do get a small commission for that. If you can't do anything of that, then please at least do share the material you see on the UK Column website. That helps us get around the censorship regime. Now, tonight at 7 p.m, Jerm is speaking to me and to Charles. So this is the latest in our banter program. So a bit of a roundup of the week and so on, some other topics to discuss there. Join us at 7 p.m. for that. And also the supporting vaccine injured New Zealanders with Linda Wharton interview that was done, that went out at 1 p.m. yesterday. That is now up as an on-demand version on the UK Column website. If you didn't see it live yesterday, please watch it and share it. And staying with vaccine injuries, Mark, let's welcome you to the program. Tell us what has been described by the filmmakers as the hidden story of the human cost of censorship.
Good day, gentlemen, and UK Column viewers. Yeah, good news here, although there's somber elements to it, of course, but very good news in that there's a new documentary out called Follow the Silenced. And here is the basic cover of it, the movie poster, you might say. It already won a Santa Monica International Film Festival award. The woman there with her mouth covered with the word silenced is mentioned in an article I recently did for UK Column. I'll make that note. And so all in all, this is a very positive development. There's a little bit of information that goes with it, of course, from a press release. I'm citing that slightly here. After winning the Best of Festival and Best Director at the 2025 Santa Monica International Film Festival, this powerful film is ready to debut on the global stage. It reveals the heartbreaking journey that many of us have heard of course. In this case, focusing on Americans who trusted the science only to have their lives forever changed when they were chosen to be in the first COVID vaccine trial. So it focuses on those that were guinea pigs in the trials. But they refused to be silenced. And the documentary follows those who were smeared, slandered, and, as they say, pushed into the shadows. When Big Pharma and the government wouldn't cover for them or wouldn't help them, they found strength in each other. And I watched about 9/10 of it. It's a very emotional and yet information-packed presentation, guys. And here it shows that it's based on 3,600 peer-reviewed publications on COVID vaccine adverse events. So there's a lot of data behind it, they're saying. So it's not just an emotional outpouring. They've gathered a lot of information for it, evidently. They've done a lot of research and so on and so forth. And this is the article I did not long ago that appears on UK Column. And of course, it focuses on not just vaccines, but going beyond vax dangers and looking at other big pharma products that are generating endless lawsuits, alleged to have caused cancer and a number of things. And in that article, I mentioned Breanne Dressen, who co-chairs a group called React 19. It's an interest group for people saying they've been injured by the COVID-19 jabs. She sued AstraZeneca over medical expenses and much more, arguing that she's still disabled, unable to work, unable to carry on with her life. And I had mentioned her in the article at UK Column, and it turns out that she's the main protagonist in Follow the Silenced in this documentary. So her life is featured a lot in this. And I don't know if we'll see her in this clip, but we do have a small clip from Follow the Silence to give you a flavor of it. So let's check that out.
I did my part. I got it. I got mine because I wanted to protect myself and my family. I can no longer cook, clean, or even pick up and hold my baby for too long before my body begins to shake uncontrollably. I have been called a liar and a fake, and have even been told by the ER doctors that this is all in my head.
Drug companies have spent $4.5 billion on lobbying and campaign contributions.
In today's world, big pharma decides whether you live or die, and that makes them dangerously powerful.
Mr. Chairman, it is a sad fact that we regulate industries such as machinery and automobiles far better than we do those that affect what may be placed in our bodies.
Pfizer received the biggest criminal fine in US history for mispromoting medicines and for paying kickbacks to compliant doctors.
They're getting paid by the pharmaceutical industry, by the very companies that they're supposed to oversee and to protect us from.
That captures the flavor of the documentary quite well, and it harkens back to some other reports I've made, gentlemen, about Pfizer, for example, being mired in lawsuits going back to 2009 and before, and being the where verdicts decided and concluded that Pfizer had committed some of the most egregious acts in Department of Justice history. The largest payouts by Pfizer, they were the largest in Department of Justice history in terms of the court decisions and what Pfizer had to pay in fines and things like that. Now, another piece of the puzzle or another part of the story here is that Texans for Vaccine Choice went to a recent U.S. Senate May 21 hearing, a committee hearing, and it was attended by the president of that group, Rebecca Hardy. And the hearing was hosted by one of America's most outspoken critics of the U.S. COVID response, Senator Ron Johnson, the Wisconsin senator, who's also calling for a renewed probe into 9/11. And there were other important witnesses there at that hearing, including Dr. Peter McCullough. We're familiar with that Texas-based cardiologist, Dr. Jordan Vaughn, Dr. James Thorpe, and an attorney, Aaron Siri, all of whom delivered data-driven testimonies to that Senate committee. And from there, this is the hearing that Rebecca attended. It was called The Corruption of Science and Federal Health Agencies, How Health Officials Downplayed and Hid Myocarditis and Other Adverse Events Associated with the COVID-19 Vaccines. And that was the Homeland Security Government Affairs Committee that Rebecca attended. Another part of the good news of this is the hearing was followed by a congressional screening of this documentary, Follow the Silence, which is about an hour and 10 minutes long in total. And the film reportedly received a standing ovation from that committee room filled with high-level executive, congressional, and senatorial staffers. And I did get a quote back from Rebecca Hardy. I contacted her, and I believe we have that quote we can show. I'm not sure.
Not just here, Mark, sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Well, I contacted Rebecca Hardy, and she came back and said that things went very well with that, and she was pleased to attend that, and things are looking very good. She thinks there's a real change in the direction with the powers of big pharma that we're seeing a much brighter future right now. At any rate, that's sufficient for now. I'll have more related stuff later about RFK and some of his changes.